Oh my goodness. So I was going to make a video for a couple of weeks, but it has not felt the right time because I was not in my usual high vibe state. So I don't know about you guys, but the last few weeks have felt like even crazier than the last year. And I've been floored, and it sort of came out of nowhere because I've been on a real high for quite a while, like feeling buzzing, like yeah, I'm really excited, and then out of nowhere it just, well, it felt like nowhere. I was just, so sad. A lot of it was to do with the thing going in people's arm at the minute. And I was so worried for everybody, and I know that there's so many of us that are the same, but I feel other people's pain like I can't even describe, or I just worry about things so much when ultimately it's not down to me what they do. And that has been another big wake-up call. Obviously I knew it was not down to me what they do, but you kind of hope that you can turn it around for people and help them to see what you see. And I think it was a Laurie Ladd video I watched, and it really hit home for me. This was a couple of weeks ago, I think. And she said that before we come down here, you imagine your higher self, so there's no judgment up there, there's none of that. You're literally, before we came down into these bodies, we're like, are you going to be a light worker? Oh no, I'm going to go down and I'm not going to wake up, I'm going to experience it from that way. Oh, brilliant, high five, let's go do this. Now that's as simple as it is up there. Then we come down, we go into these bodies, everything's really dense, you feel all these emotions, everything's like heightened, crazy, which is why Earth is one of the hardest lessons for people to go through. But when I heard that, I was like, wow, that's how simple it is. We just overcomplicate everything. And obviously it's so much harder when it's friends and family. The thing that I was most worried about is the people that only get their information from the news, because then I was saying, but then they're not having an informed choice. They're just having it sort of pushed on them. So if you then tell them without, shoving it down their throat and telling them that they must believe what you believe, because if we're forcing our opinions on other people, and don't get me wrong, yeah, I've been in this bracket as well. Like the last year, it's been like, you wake up, you're a bit crazy, you want to tell everyone everything, they don't listen to you, oh my gosh, then you feel crazy, then you go, and it's just, and then slowly you sort of take a bird's eye view on it, and it is what it is. But for me personally, anyone that I come in contact with, I just want to give them the other side. Yeah, so then they've got the news, mainstream media, they've got that truth, then they've got your truth, and then they can make their own choice. And then if they still choose to make that choice, that's free will. And us telling people that they must believe what you believe makes us no better than Boris or any of them, because they're telling you what you should believe. So for me, and I'm just saying this because I'm hoping it will resonate with you guys, because I was like, wow, okay, I've caught myself. And that doesn't mean that you can't share your truth either. Like, it's your social media, it's your voice, wherever you're posting things, that's your page, okay? And you can share whatever you want, but maybe just share it from a point of view where it's, you are sharing your truth because you want to, I think I just said truth. You are sharing your truth because you want to, and connect with other people that are like-minded, rather than I'm going to share this to try and wake people up, because they're either not meant to, because they chose from the higher realm, like, no, I'm not going to wake up in this lifetime, or it's going to be something that feels suddenly not right to them. They're watching it somewhere else, and what will happen is they'll think, oh, I know, Duda's been posting about this for a while, I'll go to them, and then we can help them. Other than that, it's been a year, guys. It's been a year, and some people want to experience it that way, and that's absolutely fine, even though it doesn't feel fine. Like, I'm saying it like, it's so fine, but when it's friends and family, it doesn't feel fine, I get it. But it's just sometimes stepping away from it. Don't let yourself get so caught up in it, and just simply knowing that, it's free will at the end of the day. It is free will. And though that we hope that they'll change their mind before it's too late, they chose that. That's down to them. So yeah, I'm just sort of sharing that with you in case it resonates with any of you guys, because you wake up and it's, you think you're awake, and then you learn more, and it's just like an awakening within an awakening within an awakening. So no wonder why sometimes we're going to be absolutely buzzing and the next minute we're going to be floored, because you learn new information, and every time you learn remember the new information, something else is triggered inside you, and then your light can shine brighter. But yeah, I've now feel good. So I've come out of that little hole, and I'm a lot more clearer on things, and I'm sure I'll be even more clearer in a few months. But every time I try to just express how I feel, to see if anyone else is sort of feeling the same. I also love about social media, when you connect with your tribe from people all over the world, that you can just express how you feel and you're not being judged for it. And I always, so whenever I'm getting an ascension symptom or anything like that, I always share it, because then other people might think, oh, well, I've been having that. Oh, okay, I'm not, poorly, or I'm not this, I'm not that. We're all going through it at the same time, and I just love being able to express that with you guys, so thank you. But yeah, it's been crazy time. I've really realised that I haven't laughed properly in a while either. I'm quite a high vibrational person, but I've spent a lot of time in holes that make me sad, and I mean, I'm someone that, would turn an advert off that's sad, or, never watch a film if it had violence in. I will take that and, run with it for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. So going down these holes has caused me to just completely lose my vibration, which I don't want to do. So I've pulled myself out and gone, right, okay, is this going to help the planet right now? No, it's not. What's going to help the planet? Okay, laughing, being silly, bringing out your inner child, just whatever it means to do that as well. Whatever it means, if you want to watch a comedy that night, whatever it is, just make sure that you are still having fun, because otherwise we get so caught up in it and we're playing into the hands of the people that we're so against. So this is just a reminder to myself to bring out my inner child. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm constantly thinking, I should be doing more. I'm here at this time and I'm not doing enough to raise the frequency. But actually, just being your true, authentic, beautiful self, unapologetically you as well, okay? So you are just you, and if people don't like it, they can delete you, they can remove you from their life, and it's sad, but it's okay. It's okay. That's what's happening at the minute. Some people that I assume that we thought were going to be the whole book are just meant to be chapters, and that's okay. Also, it's okay to grieve that as well. I'm not saying, it's fine, don't worry about it, but process it, and then move on. And every time that you think that something's awful, something amazing will come in its place, and that's how we grow, and that's how we meet each other. And some of my really good friends now are people that I've either A, never met, or B, only met once or twice through this. So I just think that just be you and keep your vibration high when you can. I know that you can't always be in a high vibration. I've just proved that the last couple of weeks. But just simply being you. Some people, your calling was to come here and wake up. That was it. That was your calling. So and I think that's the headless chicken analogy, because it's like, okay, I'm awake now. What do I do? That was your role. You were here to awaken, and then when you do, you're free, and then you help somebody else to become free, and you raise the frequency. So we don't always need to be doing, even though I know that it feels like that we should. Sometimes just simply sitting there and just being with yourself. As I said, releasing your inner child, connecting with your inner child, loving your inner child, and just loving yourself, loving your family, your friends, making them feel safe, and sending love out in meditation or breath work, whatever it is that you're doing. Just sending love to your street, to the planet, and just try not to get too caught up in it. And if you do, allowing yourself to come back, and just remembering that everyone's allowed to have their views. That's why, you know, there's the people that are asleep, and I really don't actually like saying like asleep and awake and because I don't know, it just doesn't feel right to me, but I don't really know another way to describe it. But the ones that are asleep are thinking that the ones that are awake are the issue, and the ones that are awake are thinking the ones that are asleep are the issue. Neither are the issue. You're all on the same team. You all want the same thing. Whether you are asleep and, you know, fully believing in the news and the media, you think you're doing what's right to protect yourself and the planet, and whether you're awake and the opposite of that, you think you're doing what's right for yourself and the planet. And the people that are actually doing all the controlling, nobody's sort of getting to, because we're too busy arguing with each other. Divide and conquer. It's been around for eons. It is a master plan. It works well, as you can tell, and we're all just sort of getting lost, and it's all warranted as well. Like, you're all allowed to feel how you feel, but it's just about sitting with that emotion and allowing yourself to feel it and then letting it go, having no karma. And I watched a Dolores Cannon video, I think it was yesterday, and she was saying, like, for the new earth, there's, as we know, there's no room for karma. So it's time now to cut all of the cords with people that you have a connection with that, you know, isn't of the highest nature. And she said it's as simple as sitting there visualizing the contracts, because we've all made a contract before we came here. So, oh, I'm going to play the villain this time. Oh, I'm going to be the nice one. Come down. We forget it all, and then we play our roles. But it's as simple as just sitting there, imagine the contract, and just saying something along the lines of, it's thank you for this, it's no longer working, let's cut up this contract. And just imagine yourself cutting up the contract and just letting it go. And that's about anything, whether you've had, you know, a really, really, really hard childhood, whether it's a relationship, you know, with a child, whether it's a husband, whatever it is, you know, even the hardest things, it's time now to let that karma go, and just let yourself be free. And it's so freeing to let it go. You know, things that you held on to. I don't know about you guys, but I've been having dreams for quite a while now. I remember I did a status about it a while ago. And I've had dreams about, like, people from my past, and I mean school people that I didn't really know I had a connection with. It's obviously stored somewhere, but I was like, wow, I didn't even realise. But we are literally cutting cords, cutting ties with everything now, which is why it's sort of coming out in our dream state. And yeah, it's just about honouring that and allowing ourselves to just let it go. For me as well, you know, I woke up to all the horrible stuff, and then in the last, I'd say, month or so, because I've always called God creator, source, never really had a connection with God as such, even though I do pray, and I do, even when I do my Reiki, I connect with God, but it's more of a, like source, or I connect with Mother Earth, and it's like, I'm suddenly realising that Satan rules the world and it's coming back to God. And for me, it's not in a religious way, it's in a just remembering our connection with God. And I found I had some resistance to admitting that and saying it out loud, because in my head I was thinking, but I'm not religious, but I've never been and then I was like, okay, so you've got some resistance there, so let's sit with it. I bought myself a child Bible, and a friend gifted me one as well, and I'm reading through it, and again, looking at it from a bird's eye view and understanding from, you know, different perspectives what it all could mean. But yeah, I just that was another awakening within an awakening. And it doesn't matter whether you believe in Satan, I believe in Satan, whatever. These people believe in Satan, and they are worshipping Satan, and they are the people that have controlled the world up until now. So for me personally, my new awakening is developing back my connection with God, and it's all just so exciting because nothing's stagnant anymore. Like, you think that you're awake and you think, oh, okay, like there's, I'm sure there's loads more to learn, but it doesn't really matter because I know the gist of it. No, hun, you don't know. You don't know barely anything, and that's amazing. You don't know nothing, and the minute you can admit that you do not know anything is the ultimate release from this matrix, because we are programmed as humans to well, we know it's this way. And I've been like that, honestly. I have honestly been like that my whole life. Like, no, well, that's not what I believe. I was very, I had my beliefs. If someone tried to tell me I was wrong, or even just give me their opinion, I'd be like, well, no, and I wouldn't be able to accept or to go and look into what they were saying, which is why I can see how those that are asleep can't listen to us. Because I remember being in that matrix where you're like, no, that can't be true. And it's not until something doesn't feel right that you go looking. It's not usually from somebody else telling you, because there's a natural reaction to that within our bodies where we say, no, my opinion's actually right. But the minute you can admit that you don't know anything is when you start remembering or relearning, and that's when magical things happen. So again, that was another teaching for me as well. There's just so much, there's so much to learn, and I'm never going to know it all, ever, and that's amazing and that's great. And I'm back to being excited again for what the future holds. I am going to connect with my inner child more. So if anybody has any fantastic ideas or any ways that I can release my inner child, please do let me know. And yeah, I just want to laugh and be with like-minded people and share anything that I learn and see if it resonates with them. And if it doesn't, that's okay. One other thing I wanted to say was about the truther community or the spiritual community all just arguing with each other at the minute. It's so rife. It's like everybody's just, and it's understandable, everyone's emotions are everywhere, but a lot of people I've found, and this is not in a judgmental way, this is just from me looking on, they've gone from the mainstream media being their whole source of information to focusing on one or two people who are just like you and I, trying to share what we find out, just trying to find out what the truth is, because ultimately none of us really know the truth. We may never know the truth. We know parts of it, but they're going from the mainstream media, following another person or another few people, and if something they say doesn't come true or hasn't happened in the way they assumed it would happen, they attack them and they must be liars and when everyone's just navigating their way through. Now, there's obviously dark pretending to be light. I'm not denying that at all, but I think it's up to your own, it's up to you, your own discernment on who you resonate with and who you don't resonate with. And everybody's got a different role to play. So you've got the people that are waking up people to the horrible stuff, that all the rabbit holes that we've been down, and then you've got the spiritual side that are waking you up to the 3D 5D stuff. So just taking bits from everyone and understanding that we've all got our own truths. So you've got somebody else's truth, and then you find your truth out of that. And let's just stop the fighting and just simply be. Let's just be happy. Let's be silly. Let's co-create New Earth. Let's build communities. Let's connect. Let's really start making a movement now. And it's all good. We've all got these all different ideas, but now's the time this year where we need to actually come together. So I am going to honour myself with that, and I'm open to hearing anything that anybody has to say and how we can come together. And yeah, I'm glad to be back feeling like myself, and just letting you know that if you have been through what I've been through the last few weeks, that it does get better and you can pull yourself out of it. And yeah, I love you, and I'll see you soon.